Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video about the things that we do to live frugally or on a tight budget. Obviously living frugally entails not doing lots of things and not spending money on certain things, but I wanted to make a video more about the things that we proactively choose to do to live frugally rather than the things that we don't do. I have 20 things on my list and they are in no particular order. The first one being haircuts at home. I get my hair cut at the salon by a professional, but for my husband and my two sons, I cut their hair and it saves us so much money. I'll leave a link here to a video showing how I cut their hair. There's not much more to say about it than that. I cut their hair at home and we don't pay a barber to do so. The second item is manicures at home. I don't actually want to show you my nails at the moment because they are ready for a change. I've had this gel mani on for about 2 weeks now and I've just been too busy to switch it up. But as busy as I am to not have time to do it myself, I don't know how I would find time or money to go and have it done at a salon. So doing my own gel manicures at home or jamberry manicures at home saves a lot of money and I can still have a professional finish. It's not as hard as you think it might be. If you can paint your nails neatly, you can do a gel manicure at home. And I got all the bits to do my gel manicure, the base coat, top coats and the colors and the lamp as well from AliExpress. I will link down below to to the lamp that I have. There are so many colors and base and top coats, you could probably just find whichever ones you want, but I will link my lamp down below. Again, there's all different lamps and I'm sure some are better than others, but I'm quite happy with the one that I have and I have no problems with my manicures. The third thing on my list is getting books, magazines, audiobooks and ebooks from the library. Obviously that doesn't cost you a cent. My library is pretty good. I can go online, request whichever book I want. I will then get an email once it's at my library branch and usually Noah jumps on his go-kart and goes and fetches it for me. So I can kind of read books in a series in order and not have to just, hope that it's in stock when I go to the library, things like that. Also magazines, I enjoy reading gardening magazines and like home magazines, but magazines here in New Zealand are pretty expensive and I appreciate that I can read them from the library and not have to pay for them. The library branch in the bigger town near me has an amazing range of magazines. They have really niche magazines and interesting ones and I enjoy getting them from there. Also ebooks that I like to read on my phone. I use the Overdrive app and you can log into your library and borrow ebooks and audiobooks through the app, and that's really convenient to have a book on your phone. Like if you're in a queue or in a waiting room, you can just whip out your phone and you have a book there to read. Also, like when I go walking or when we have a long road trip drive, I can just pop an audiobook onto my phone and listen to the story as I go. The fourth thing on my list, speaking of my phone, is pay-as-you-go cell phone service. I don't have a contract, I just pay what I need when I need it, and I usually spend about $20 every 3 months to top up my phone, and that to me is a really small amount. I like that I can control the costs and I like that I only have to spend that much every few months. I use Skinny and I find that $20 about every 3 months or so works for me, and I like not being tied into a contract. The fifth thing we do to save money is grow our own food. Last kind of spring, summer was my first real foray into growing as much food as I could, and it was pretty successful despite the crappy weather we had over the summer. I grew tons of food. Like I was saving about $300 a month on food, like on our grocery bill, just from growing food. I haven't really been organized enough to get some winter and autumn crops in, like besides a few things here and there, but every little thing that I grow to eat saves us money, even if it's not much, even if it's just carrots, for example. At least I'm not having to buy carrots, so that helps us to save. The sixth thing on my list goes along with that, and it's eating seasonally. Even if I'm buying fresh produce and not growing it myself, buying what's in season is so much cheaper. A cucumber in summer you can get for $2. Sometimes you can get 2 for $2. A cucumber in winter you will pay over $5 for. That is how much the prices vary through the seasons, at least here in New Zealand. So I find that eating seasonal vegetables really helps to keep costs down. Sticking with food, for number 7 is cooking from scratch. In England, I found that processed food was so cheap. but here in New Zealand I find that processed food is more expensive. Plus, nothing gets me into a rage quicker than having to read food labels. I just get so angry with what they put into food and then call it food. It's not food. And just like, it's modified starches and emulsifiers and thickeners and stabilizers and just crap in food, and it makes me so angry. So besides all of that, like the health benefits, it's actually just cheaper, or I find it's cheaper to just cook from scratch. Number 8 is enjoying free activities. We enjoy going to outdoor places, to the beach, to the mountain, to the forest. There are plenty of gardens and parks and museums and just things to do that are free, and you don't have to spend money to have a good day out. Number 9 is thrifting clothing. I do get bits and pieces, for example this jumper, from Kmart or the Warehouse or Posty Plus, whatever inexpensive clothing stores they are, but I really enjoy thrifting clothing. I was gonna just launch into all of the benefits, but I have actually got a video with tips and tricks about thrifting and some of the benefits of thrifting clothing, and I will link that here. But obviously it can work out so much cheaper if you buy your clothes secondhand, and I enjoy the thrill of the hunt as well. Number 10 is we prefer to pay cash for the things that we buy, or at least use our debit card. We don't use a credit card. We got our first credit card ever when Grant flew from England to New Zealand for his job interview and testing before we immigrated here, and we didn't have a choice. He had to have a credit card for whatever reason, and I was kind of annoyed because we've never had a credit card. We try to avoid debt as much as possible. You just end up paying so much extra in interest, and it just makes me feel anxious owing people money. So we prefer not to have a car payment, for instance. We'd rather have a kind of less flash older car than a new one that we are paying off and paying interest on top of. Number 11 is to use sites like Trade Me or maybe eBay or Craigslist or whatever's in your area to buy and sell secondhand goods. Obviously selling the goods, you can make some money as you're clearing things out of your home, but also buying secondhand goods, you can save so much money, and not everything you buy needs to be brand new. We recently bought a sofa bed for the guest house, and brand new it was over $2,500. We got it for $500 from Trade Me, and it wasn't even that like used that much. It was in great condition, so it was worth it to us. We didn't really need to buy a brand new one. We'd rather save the money. Number 12 is to use online tutorials, whether it's a written one on a like blog post or online article or a YouTube video, to learn how to DIY things and mend things ourselves. Grant was once vacuuming out the car, and he had to go out and do something, and he didn't realize that where the vacuum cleaner was, the car actually drove over the cord and like pulled it right out of the vacuum cleaner as he left. And so he went online and he found a tutorial on how to replace this cord. So rather than having to buy a whole new vacuum cleaner, he just fixed it, and that saved us a lot of money. We also just learn how to DIY things ourselves. We are not born with this knowledge. We do a lot of DIY. If you've been around this channel for any length of time, you'll know that we are always making things and fixing things and doing things. But like I said, we're not born with that knowledge. We learn how to do it and just give it a go. Obviously not everything is going to work out, but in my mind, if someone else, like if some professional can learn how to do it, I can learn how to do it. And of course they're going to be probably better at it and quicker at it because they have more experience and practice. But some things, like how hard can it be? For example, building the walls in the guest house, I just went online, learned how to do it, learned the do's and don'ts, and you know, the measurements and everything, and I gave it a go, and it's worked out absolutely perfectly. So I'll link the vlog here where you can see where I kind of got stuck into doing that. But yeah, learning how to do things ourselves and mending things saves us a lot of money. Another example is our computers. I have a top-of-the-line flash graphics computer because I really need one for editing videos and things, but the other two computers we have are about 13 years old. Grant got them when he was working at the University of Lancashire when we lived in England. When Daniel was a toddler, they had clear outs all the time. When it came to kind of end of year, they would just replace a whole bunch of things, because if they didn't spend their budget, the budget would be cut for the next year. And so perfectly good, like 1-year-old computers would be chucked out, and Grant had the option of taking them home. So I'm actually looking here, the two computer monitors and like central processing units are that old. Grant has over the years upgraded them. He's put in more memory and hard drives and I don't know what all, replaced fans, whatever they needed. But doing that kind of thing to keep our IT up to date and keep it going and keep it maintained. Saves us a lot of money. Number 13 is hanging up our washing either outside on the clothesline or inside on the drying racks that I made. Saves us a lot of money. Tumble dryers use so much electricity, and you will save a lot of money if you can just let the air dry your washing instead of chucking them in the dryer. Number 14 is to not use disposable paper towels and serviettes or napkins and things like that, and to use cloths instead. I buy the toweling face cloths, face flannels, and I prefer to use those or microfiber cloths for cleaning. And then we have cloth napkins for our hands, and we're not paying money all the time on paper goods that are just going to get thrown away. Number 15 is to buy my groceries online. I always thought that Countdown was a lot more expensive than Pack and Save, and I used to shop at Pack and Save, and I used to go in store obviously and buy all the groceries and take them home and unpack them and put them away. And especially when I was really ill in about 2013, I found that like hugely draining, and I used to put off going for as long as possible. So then when I did go, it ended up being like this huge shop and a lot of money. And one day I wanted to know, like, is Countdown really that much more expensive? And I had done about, I think it was a close to $400 shop at Pack and Save, because like I said, I used to put it off for as long as possible and then have to buy all the things. And I went home after doing this grocery shop, put my things away, and then I sat down at my computer on the Countdown website with my like till receipt from Pack and Save, and I added all of those items into my cart. And like I said, it was a close to a $400 shop, and there was $8 difference. Countdown was $8 more expensive, and I was like, if that is the only difference, I'm switching to Countdown, because then I can shop online. And I now do my shop weekly and online, and it saves me so much money for a number of reasons. First of all, you're not being distracted by all these like new things that you see in store or promoted products, or you know what it's like. You go in store and you see things and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, and you end up spending extra. Also, I can add things into my cart and I can watch the total, and then obviously have a weekly budget. When I go to check out, if I'm over that budget, I can go through and take out a few things and make it fit into my budget, and I end up saving so much more money that way. Because if I was in store, I'd be like there with my calculator pushing the trolley, and ain't nobody got time for that. So shopping online saves me so much money. I don't have it delivered, they don't deliver to my area, but I don't mind driving to pick it up. I would have to drive to go and shop anyway, so shopping at home takes 20 minutes online. You just shop through your favorites. You can go and check out special offers if you want to, and then drive, pick it up, come home. It is so convenient and definitely saves me money. Number 16 is to use free methods of communication as much as possible. FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. It's just cheaper than using your actual texts or minutes on your phone, or picking up your phone and calling somebody. You can just do a free voice call through WhatsApp, through Facebook Messenger, so you don't have to type your messages. You can actually talk to people, and it just works out saving you so much money. Number 17 is to be patient. If you wait for the sales before buying the things that you need, you're going to obviously save money. For example, if we need something from Briscoe's, I've mentioned this before, I will go online, I will sign up for their email newsletter. When one comes through that says we're having a massive sale, then I'll go on and buy what I need to buy on the sale, and then I'll unsubscribe from their newsletter. That part is key. If you keep subscribed to all these new newsletters, then you're probably not going to save money, because you're going to keep seeing things that you want to buy, or feeling the pressure of it's a once in a lifetime sale, I need to go and take advantage. So sign up, get the notification of the sale when you need it, buy what you need, and then unsubscribe. My next tip is specifically for warehouse shopping. We have a chain of stores called The Warehouse, and you can buy pretty much anything there, but not every branch has your size in an item or even carries that item. Now, if you go onto the website, you can obviously find pretty much anything and order it and get it delivered, but you're going to pay a delivery fee. You could do something called click and collect, where you go on the website and you order it and have it sent to your local branch, and there is a lower fee, but you're still paying a fee. What I prefer to do is go to the front desk and specifically ask for endless aisle. If you ask them to order it into your branch with endless aisle, you're not going to pay that click and collect fee, and you're not going to pay a delivery fee. You'll get an email when it's in, and you can just go and collect it, and you save money doing that. Number 19 is to pack lunches. We pack lunches for school, for work, and if we go out for the day. Obviously you're going to save so much money, especially if you're going somewhere like the zoo, where there's a cafe within the grounds, they can charge whatever they want. But if you've come in with a picnic, you're just going to save money. It's more convenient as well. You just have your food with you. You can find a spot maybe away from everybody else and where they're eating, and you can also cater to specific diets. Like, there's so many things I can't eat, and it's just frustrating to go out and not be able to order anything on the menu. So besides that convenience, you just save so much money packing your own food and snacks. And then the last thing I wanted to mention that we do to live frugally is to focus on gratitude for the things that we have, rather than constantly wanting things or feeling like we don't have, or getting frustrated because we don't have money. If you focus on the things that you do have, if you feel grateful for the things that you do have, and you enjoy the little things in life, then you're just going to be that much happier on a lower budget. I hope some of these tips were helpful or interesting to you. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I upload 4 times a week and I would love to have you back. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.